Santamai, Ghana, and across the globe. It's another brand new day with us. It's Friday special. If you had to say, you wind it down. But some people also a decant, you cannot send you was your canoe. Omanhene John Dramani Mahama Yebo Monkai say Wakupim or UN General Assembly. Nandra, what in some be tuja? Now, in some decant was say. Adanaye, we are trying to find words to describe what is happening in Gaza. It is a war crime. And that crimes in Gaza must stop. Yentino.
To President Abbas and the President, and should be deeply worrying to all member nations of the United Nations. Ghana recognized the state of Palestine in 1988 and supported a two-state solution to the conflict since then. And I say, contrary to the claims of some, a two-state solution would not be a reward for Hamas. It would rather be a reprieve for the hundreds of thousands of innocent women and children and people who are facing collective punishment and forced starvation for no reason other than the fact that they are Palestinian. For nearly 2 years and for the fear of reprisals, we here in this General Assembly have been playing hide and seek with language to find the right words to help us avoid or excuse what we all know is taking place in Gaza. But here's the thing, it doesn't matter what you call it. If it looks like a duck, it swims like a duck, and quacks like a duck, well, then it must be a duck. The crimes in Gaza must stop. The crimes in Gaza must stop.
Omanhene say Gaza and Pepreso. Near Kosovo or say Jai. Now, me to say, we the answer was say a double. Name Sunu said double. I say, I didn't a double. What we heard was say, Emrason say, a big blame high, ye natural resources. Yet to me exercises sovereignty over it. Now, if we are seeing as a poverty-stricken, disease-ridden rural communities, it is time for us to take. Now, no, I did when I am United Nations. Our time has come. I meet you, Ruto. Kikana Jones, we are not self-hatred. No, Makoji. It is time for us to take control over our natural resources. And I you China for any Ghana for a cabo mu say yes, you know. Yentino.
This era of global uncertainty, Africa must exercise sovereignty over its natural resources to raise the necessary funds to ensure the well-being of its citizens. The days of parceling out vast concession areas to foreign interests for exploitation must come to an end. We'll continue to welcome foreign investment, but we must negotiate better for a bigger share of the natural resources that belong to us. And we must insist on value addition to these resources. We're tired of the continued image of poverty-stricken, disease-ridden rural communities living at the periphery of huge foreign-controlled natural resource concession areas. We're tired of having people extract the most they can from us and in return offer us the very least by way of respect, consideration, and dignity. We're tired of not being represented in ways that reveal the richness and complexity of our history or acknowledge all that we have overcome to arrive here in this liminal space of untold possibility.
Okay. Dumso bieniho. Dumso bieniho. Greek for. Honestly, we have over 4,048 megawatts available against a peak demand of 3,700 megawatts as of September 2025. It will be out as you see Dumso bieniho. Greek of way.
Actually, basically, apart from the weather, which is also impacting on the forecasting demand. But if you look, we talked about the nameplate, how do you call it, the capacity that we have as a nation, as against what we call the bankable capacity, which is available. So for now, for the past several months, the available capacity normally outstrips what we require as a nation.
Chairman, please, there's another question. The media guys are asking that you take the available capacity again for them to capture.
Okay. The available capacity for today is 4,048 megawatts. 40480. Capital N, capital W.
Okay. Now, as Sompa Kwamaka ehu pa. Ehu. Very threatening to our power issues in this country. And they say, we almost say, now illegal miners are taking over our transmission towers and shooting at us. Greek of say, illegal miners, no. I feel we cannot transmission towers you all. Now one for the galawas here. No money no can na etio dimaya. Omo to etio. Omo crofo na eko stop wo no. E je say akodu ba bi say. Why you adako wo ha omo say kanea na dum. E be yo say ECG for na dum kanea. Tower na bu. Galam senti. Greek force baby abedro no. Ghana water for soon ye. PRC for mfi omo. Omo se 280 no maintaining the sa. ECG for the 225%. Omo se there be quarterly adjustment no ebeba. Ti adjustment we na buy 1.14 no e quarterly adjustment. Eti afei no omo negotiate 225 ni 280 no so omo pene so ama omo. Eti anano mi hu say media house ni be say omo the 225 na coin so yama omo 1.14 nam say ye busamu ye quarterly adjustment a wo ho amu ne IMF force say ya every 3 months omo ye no eno no omo de aba na bom 225 no komodie na nwie ena 280 komodie no 280 degrees San komodie ni nwie ti Greek asema okay ehu papa se galam say no baby adro ni say wo mo transmission towers ye ka say transmission tower sa ayi a na siwo kakraka kutu no a ehoma nam so a eje electricity ahoden kese no echema ya afie mu no galam say for na duro ye tie wo
It's near disaster because, you know, as we talked about, the line right of way, you need to clear it so that when you need to do maintenance on the line, you can go there. Now, the right of way clearing becomes lucrative to galamseyers. In a number of areas, people go and see that overnight, people come and do their galamseying activities very close to our towers. Now the towers, you see them as just steel members, but they are carrying a lot of forces and weights, and so the foundation is really calculated. In fact, they do a lot of studies on the ground to design. Every tower foundation is different, depending on where it is. And I'm sure these galamseyers don't know. But as you approach close to the lines, we are coming to the point where, in fact, there are some towers that we have had to rush in to do some intermediary reinforcement. Unfortunately, there are some areas that even when our maintenance teams are going, they get shorter, and some of them have had to run. And
so, small scale miners, they say. There's no need for state of emergency on Galamsey. They have rejected outwardly. There's no need. Why Neka say Koyo Pepra.
In the sense that it's a lazy man's approach. In 2017-2019, the previous government initiated a partial state of emergency. That is the time Ghana became the leading producer of gold. And that is the time people were in the forest reserve mining with impunity. At the end of the day, the military that were sent to go and help in salvage the issue were accomplices in that situation. Ghana is not in a situation. And as a matter of fact, these things can be resolved. One, by using the peer review system. Small-scale miners are going to be the watchdogs in the various community. And by using the bottom-up approach, we can at least make a better impact in this galamsey.
Yo, Kwajo, Yate. I say Ghana, you know, baby, I galamsey na you husa. Man, 4 years, I buy in declare state of emergency. We are not in a dire situation. Rico, 4 years, shoot to not dire situation. You two transmitters as you know, not that situation. You sure say no. Cause you prepare and can't die. Yo. West and Central Africa Mining Summit. And a Deputy Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, so Kasa was here, no say NCBA are buying Emma military for our river bodies. Channel, yeah, yeah. You say NCBA, I don't know. As I say, you will see NCBA. NCBA buy me back a military for our river bodies. Plants are far afoot. We a media man one trust our Frubia and answer we are we. Anyway, Sabia Ukuslam's fourth estate lopsided report on NLA spending, highlighting 11 million Ghana city impact. Okay. NLA good causes, how fund meant for the poor and orphans were blown on awards, galas and the rich. I don't know, Samia Ukuso didn't cut about. Gentlemen, once again, good morning. I want to believe so be out here. And some of it told you, Mammy shall say free or a jacko. Greek on Semi, any Omanhene on Gaza. And I think there's no doom, so which is very crucial. Illegal mining. Small scale miners. Mami Tio, which you want to pick and talk about?
Oh my, me no asiano pay.
And never try pa be abenya 3 minutes.
I mean no asiano pay na fi yen share T4 ne yahwefo ko hwe pay. Me pese me hwe mampeni ni speech na enra o make here no. Enra mi ti ewie yesa ready. Ne krata na beto mountain so no mitimi say it was orderly, it was precise. But then to me, no name who say, and 70 dinner or car woman, a Fabina Codemaye. A Codemaye before, a Codemaye Ghana for. And yen I do for. Why am I saying this? Okay, page 7, paragraph 5, Hodoma. Or say, in this era of global uncertainty, Africa must exercise sovereignty over its natural resources.
That's right.
To raise the necessary funds to ensure the well-being of its citizens. Oh my! If you look at this country, I know I need dinkomobi. Yani edisikechi gidi say ye pesika de ayade. Meanwhile, we don't know how to negotiate. Because what kind of speech now telling some na say any mrofu etnasi near dinko more about your natural resources or mobaba benya wo hadom sika or mode bema na e kire say omusisi yen. And omusisi yen because one, we do not sit down reason deeply. Ya ma adwene mo ye nwe enhu say negotiations na ye no emfaso na ebemu no eyepe Yawene, Yalusu. Here is the case, yen sasia ne asay na yensu nso asay, ye forest nso essay, na edit threat ahodo nso brain na yade ahodo ahya say happen in this country no. Omaye, ye betumi akọ baby na yakoma ohene bi 100,000 Ghana cedis. no de nsase ne nsuo ne the forest e de ama nipa no so okwa mine wo honom no out of it no obenya millions of cedis and dollars we are not the call man so we are what is the person leaving behind or meda yensase no a poison yensuo which or chinebi no yensase no enam se acid ni mercury ne cyanide na ewremu no climate change da mampani san kasa fa ho no eno esan ba be ko edi atia yen in the sense say enua no ya bubu ni nyina ya deforest no ensase no ya poison no ensuo no ya say no enti enua ebe fifidi afri ensase na ase na ensuo no so breeze no so e de be ma yen na yatumi anyam from apa home no ni nyina ya say ni nyina from our own doing wabra nyemrofu yi na you because we negotiated with them and I am more taking a chunk part from our soil, from our land, from our country. Na yen kituwe bi and I enya dia frame. And ne ensuo no obi adwene ne say ya mine wo eye enhwa hanom no. Ono te ebuakwa enti amfa no ho. Forgetting say ensuo no aqua fields na wa asase na se no ensuo no nante. Eti ebe nante afiri ase ya na akwa kopi mu ebuakwa. Eti ewura asase di mu no ese asase no say emfudie ne niema na ede be sha asase ni mu no entumi engro emfefe.
That's right.
Afei ensuo no so enenam asase na se no enenam sa e ba beto ensuo fofora ewo eye abuakwa mu e ba be say no. And these things no see negotiate here we don't think fast say sa niema yankofo idi ba be ye yen sase. Your okwan e betumi accounter na fei ya protect sebe ya into mean say assassin deeply and I say this here.
My question is Omanhene John Dramani Mahama at the United Nations General Assembly at this time. It is gradually becoming a speech and lip service.
Absolutely.
Because he holds the power to negotiate and negotiate well.
Absolutely.
Most often than not, we go to the table deficient in that say Newmont asante yaw ajako Newmont to near be negotiate ya Newmont investment no de abeto ho no sikane e de a wo de aba no aban no echefa or de ekwa akoginem no is it going for partnership for exploration and sale anase okose brabetu ni nyina na wo wi ayaje royalties. And most of it are not, we take royalties, not partnership. It is the onus is on the president, in as much as all catch there and say, yen emrasu say be take hold no. At his backyard, which is Ghana. Foreigners have taken over. When you individual Chinese young men or many and yet conglomerate companies to say, Abia. Newmont no money ade na say Anglo Gold e kwara totofiwa China for a prisoners and you don't have Ghana ha na no want to deal with what is this issue of it is time to take over our resources
and I don't know or kasa it is time to take over no if indeed yenya be before the Ghanaians we are ready and it is time na kasa say jitum say I will see take you over because if we are ready say reparations, ne colonization, ne nasifo. Omai, as we are destroying our lands and water bodies near say near Maina, a time will come we will run to them again, and when we run to them, they will detect to us there was here. So and that you can say fine speech near reading near their toho. Yeah, we are now for yes it means it tells us excuse my language as a service you we don't think deep. And we lack wisdom.
Yeah, you don't think deep na sebi Yaw.
Ba me enkomo ya na
set yefo.
I want to say Jawadama.
Set yefo pa.
Jawadama.
No pe bow brutal.
Akunta.
Yaw. Abuna no pa me try tell am say abulu sia.
Mo.
Na makai we say. Ba mi tie o.
Na be na bonu say be.
Na asante na we kire ho.
Eno no.
Si kuku a wafre no.
Ai.
Ba mi tie o.
Akota me de me enkomo ya mudie ya. Me I was a bit surprised about African leaders a call UN General Assembly adewe na ye wo problem ye problem ni hia ye se ye beka no UN General Assembly meeting ase ye discuss Gaza se ye se president bi ba ya ama ne visa enu hia Mahama chen se galamse kuyen ye nsase ye forest nyina sei nsuo sei enu ni hia African leaders no na yi Cyril Ramaphosa no gina ho your friend says South Africa will vote one Palestinian the two countries me again me dey yet ya say USA do say den dey o makate wo mo dey enti omusu Africa su say se nyame amfa kwa mu a yare bi kopagya say ya nura ye de be ma ye manfo ne ade vaccines ne ade eno no ye ntena se ne ye nwene ne ehunu kwan a se koba se bi asade ne ba besi a ye benya sika
It ma produce ye ne ade
enough vaccines ni nro ye de amama ye nkwala ne adede eno no hia African leaders se ye bekwa ko gina ho ne ya print brofo ama ye sei ne ya kenkan ne ye ne age ne aboye nsem de ama ye bitie was Kenya yes Kenya president Ruto ono so ka brofo sa ne ya aboye nsem ne ye na brofo no hwe ye sa am se awrade African leaders ti da be na sabi ye besu enyansa Gaza ne ho ahwan ya ama ne visa me fa ho be me what uncrofo e na asoma wo wadehye e na asoma wo se ko ne kokosi wo manam ne ko ka wo asem e fa kire wo Gaza Israel ne ho ahwan o me ka wo masem wo Israel ne de Israel for de ye ho ahwan Palestinian for no o mo be ka kire wiase Africa ye so de ye problems are ye fam ye ka kire wiase but we took interest in the ekosu obi man so a emfa miles away and then African leaders titiri West African leaders no and it is there why we didn't grant somebody visa ne kenkan brofo de you are near boy and some sa let me say hey Africa mampani Mahama busa say then we should take control of our natural resources not until na Anglo good omuja asafogu honom koe no until na gold ni na honom e dey na si no kwan say this time I'll put together Ghanaians here ko fa Anglo gold South Africa so one for no emmo nsa emma em4 boasi gold no mm2 emma ye ontwetwobo bi me put together Ghanaian businessmen say Anglo gold ade ni si honom no abrofo no say gold no asa nya sa na yetete ye say dia ka ho kra no ye kitwa bi but since 2016 or 2017 abrofo no ba nya na kutom kuto omutu gold no
digidi wan ka jo say bi
say kra de omo the modern machines
na etuo
to
omo nsa asa
ane no mo bo no kwe ni bi say o say gold no say ni o say nsuo no akota ye hunu nyansa o sabre no nyame adom broni no ba na asese kra de mabre meko na gold no asa yesa koi kofa ne bai de ne betena ene yeda so te ho ene yehwe obonye na anu ya 2016 say 2020 ya oboase Kumasi Accra road mese oboase Kumasi road omo ye ya hwe years kwan ne da honom ma na yetu gold o Ghana gold
akọ bibia ni
mo
kotakwa
mo
ko bibia ni
busa
boxer ta ye to afi
ade awaso me ko awaso se hwe awaso nam se ai
ekwan ni se
neti Ghana ade na ba bia ye tu agudie bia na se virtually krono aye basa krono wo ho a ye se company na si ayi 6 unit classroom block ni akọ commission ni boy ensem sa
they call it the black curse
ni aje
the black curse
ade we President Mahama must you tell nyame yes about 30 something natural resources yakopon dia mayen akota yentia na nanu ya yes ye nya se lithium a ye phone si batteries ne ade de nya no eno ne ye de nya nam si ye pebroni amodi sika ba be ya mayen ye pebroni o amodi sika ba be ya mayen nanu ya nyame adom ye ko discover o ye kura na ye say ya adwom ya nye ho ani ye tikruma papa kofo mu discover o ye say ye boa e ya adwom e crazy
ade a o say o mampani jo mama hu say obeti ono abetimi aye enyo na ye atuabo gas
yes
atuabo gas e 100% owned by what Ghana. It is time to take over our natural resources. We don't need it. Adwuma sha wonsa. Say fa nimdia ni adwene ni nyansa bra me enye na what say complaining.
Adwuma no so ye dia ma.
And it's how we complain you are the CEO of a company. Come bring ideas and let's run the company. Now you are complaining about the problems of the company. Because you single-handedly brought a tuable gas and a tuable gas into Ghana.
West Africa gas pipeline.
Yeah, what they said they came on the soil so, and it was solely done when you were in power.
Now you are President Mahama Wayebi. Yan wakwaje bosia de amasa me gemfi so mfa ntoto gold no.
Aha.
Yan waje bosia ma.
$350 million.
$350 million. Okwaje ba ya no say within 6 months so say 3 months.
When you 6.3 billion.
It's 300 ne ko ma brofo na enya fa so ne enya.
You 5.7 billion da ho.
Ijakota e de na si ya ho kwan. Say ye niema nyankopon de ama ye no. Ya ye betra se. Ni yakogina UN General Assembly na ye ka Gaza. Gaza for so ba ye no.
Oh my come there.
Come there say Israel for queen we asem mo ye. Ghana ni West African countries na ekoye na ye ka
kwa na ekuye amegwa. Galamse na ekuye.
Galamse ekuye. Ye ni hospitals ya kwan nye, ye bibia nye. Eno na hia ye nsi ye beka. Ye kokon Gaza for kon na ama omo.
Azante. Ye ko Gaza pepper so ma mi tie.
Oh well, you only say 1998 na Ghana as a country ye J Gaza too mu say anya o mine under Rollins and on say senka last year I'm working another call UN assembly or last year on say na Gaza and this and nye topical nye global issue and the leaders no more can ho asem over can wasam they just want you to your stance to be known at this particular stage over can you are disapproval about the situation because international relations diplomacy is part of governance and then the can so waka won't me one because when you keep silent it means that the question no support and all leaders will let their stance be known as far as these diplomatic relations are concerned then the maybe omo can as to because we can in 1998 Camp David Clinton there yes Arafat ne Netanyahu mo eko do UN event say US kwakasa fa hon the same thing BBC dura you speak by eno nye major issue a what they call UN oman pay mama ansem o kan no ji say I say ukosu o tamfo anim sa na me hu no o nipa na ukosu a che no no ono na esen yewo nzaku ukosu che no wi a are you expecting them to support you in your quest of solving a problem? The answer is no. And to me, put there, na me expect say, oh, there, ye trimu pona ya fa no. Ye keep it in our own chest. Ye mama fu hu ni say afempo de say adwen afa na say gufo beso muto mo, omo to mo niema, ye mpesem no fo no, e ba be ditati bibia man. Because if come be this Zimbabwe, when you have problem with their land ownership system, some fun be fire, o ma bre ho all these years. Enti sense ye nsase ye dia, Ghana nsase we nyi na boni ni hwibum. Mofu ni hwi say bia wom na dia say ye gold say ye asase adido mfuo say whatever everything must be owned by Ghanaians because ye dia enti no enema ben na ehia akande ben na ehia dia to gold emra mo hihye all these years maybe abroni no ba be hye ade ni sika ba obehema no afa ni nyina no ye Ghana nya keto bi no samra no parliament na gitu mu a what are you doing? I was say Samra na yes sano and I say free na call ye dem na to parliament Ghana gold Ghana whatever ni nyina it will be owned by us o bana person do sika be shima ye na be regulate ye be cost stock exchange dem make kan sa brofo no now aba invest na ye he sika so amount sanya ma we ni am gi say we say ye de tudwa reparation ya mo kan since Omanhene Yaw for class wo kan bi and na do bob kan bi mama first time wo kan bi akwasi broni wo say before I fell kodi ekoye nkwa omumemu yempe sika kakra mpata ye almost ye mfa mamo maka omumfimu. Why do you have to continue saying it? I was saying human resource Africa ebeka say the whole world ye na the richest human resource and so maybe so they hu say mabru no omofa nsuo so ekofa Libya akomota Sicily no makwa ko wuwagu and ede na wa Europe bi ni Africa a ebetimi di aboa mabru no atimi atra yememu ye wa ha every day bia nurses dwania na edwane ko teachers dwania na edwane ko all our natural human resource ni nyina no they are taking them away and the course we any the course 817 whatever human is if any say slave trade you know and the course we where slave trade impo because nipa na dey ho ba say yeah famakwa na memwa wo man so say
self slavery
so one na dey ho ko obi anhye one na kwaje visa koto alupre say wo ko na wo kwa kosom na obi amontaku ni nsimpoa enti say machines na epi wo ha bi mra ene mapi o wa ye ese enya na emabu nu ene gia because ye beka human resource bia wo wiase bia na ye the command of no you talk about football you talk of everything bibia no bibini ehu bibia ye apa no de ko
ye komra na Orlando ne emba emfa tip of Jumedi mra na ye babiewa who we critically looking at Great Kofu asema omo aka afa galamsey ho a ese omo transmission towers na omanya the gas to even shoot at them. It sounds it's a very dicey and crucial situation. It can affect our electricity. Yeah, but it's time for tip off.